So my wife, Lindsay, she comes out here a couple times a year right now. You see that red piece of duct tape? I dropped a tree on her mama mule. I worked the snot out of this old thing. So I don't think she watches any of my videos at all. But I'll find out now because she'll realize that I banged up her mama mule. One of my funnest projects yet. I'm finally getting around to opening up this bog. You can see I've dropped as many trees as I could down through here. And I'll show you some more, but I left the big loblolly. You can see these sweet gums here. I hack and squirted those. I went ahead for the fun of it and took the blower and blew all the leaves down. These are big black gums. I'm going to leave them. You can see here, there's a sweet gum I girdled, another sweet gum I girdled this little maple here, a button bush out here killing it. I'm leaving these black gums. Look at this. You see these little berries? Everything eats them. Rabbit, deer, birds, turkey. The wood ducks are in here diving for them late in the season. So I love these black gums. They're huge. Big old black gum trees that I've left in here. You can see down here I've hacked and squirted a bunch of sweet gums and smaller black gums. So I've got all these azaleas and blueberries growing around the edges, and I'm just trying to keep sunlight on them and see if I can get some grasses growing up in this area now that I got some sunlight on the ground. Of course, a lot of it will be back underwater by spring. Here's why I want to open up sunlight. See all these carex grasses? Look at the creeping rush. This is lesser creeping rush. It lives underwater most of the year. Like 11 months out of the year it's underwater. See the button bush down here. But look at the carex grasses and sedges, and the lesser creeping rush. I need sunlight on the edges of this bog. This thing could be all button bush, lesser creeping rush, and carex all the way around. So yeah, this has been a fun project. I have not opened up this side over here yet at all, but I have opened up starting right here, and I've opened all this edge up back around to where we started. So I've opened up outside the bog in this drain as much as I can with the chainsaw. I'm leaving 90% of my oaks, a couple hickories, the big maples, the big black gum, but all the small stuff other than dogwoods is coming out of here. We're going to be getting fire through here this year. Now, I'm walking down a little fire break here, and the reason I put this in is the left-hand side of this fire break is just all azaleas and blueberries, and I really don't want to burn them. They're happy with the mulch, they just need the sunlight. So we're working on that right now, getting some sunlight in here. There's an azalea with that flag. But you can see I don't want to drop trees on those azaleas. So we're just girdling, no herbicide. It may take a couple years for that to die, but we're making tons of progress around here, getting this all opened up. So the cool thing about these bogs is a lot of these big maples and sweet gums and stuff are hanging out over the sunlight. So this is all going to fill back up with water, but you can see this big pile of slash. I can just go around and drop a bunch of these big trees right out here in the middle of this bog. There's no sunlight until now anyway. So this stuff will sit underwater and rot, and then next year hopefully we can get some grasses and some button bush and maybe some more azaleas and blueberries on the edge going. I haven't made it over here yet, but I've got about 2 acres of azaleas, and these high bush native blueberries are called farkleberries, and they go all the way up through this drain. I have cleared some on the other side, thinned some of that out, but I'm going to do all of this with girdle so I don't crush all of these farkleberry and azaleas in here. And then I'll cut a fire break along this edge, and I won't burn those. We will burn these low bush blueberries that are growing everywhere. I got a ton of them too, but I've got to get in here and finish thinning this drain down in here. This has not been done yet, but this area is going to be absolutely gorgeous after some fire and some sunlight, and getting some sunlight in on all these bushes down here on the bog. And this would be why I leave my cedars. That was a last year's rub, but let me tell you, that's a good deer that did that.